Good evening. Welcome to tonight's regular meeting of the Woburn City Council for November 21st, 2023. Before we get started tonight, I'd remind everybody that our meetings are broadcast and recorded. And with that, I'd ask that you please silence your cell phones so as not to be a distraction. And as we're in the chamber in the colors of President, I'd ask that you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Councilor Campbell.
Present.
Councilor Demers.
Present.
Councilor Dillon.
Present.
Councilor DeAmbro.
Present.
Councilor Perillo.
Present.
Councilor Gately. Absent. Councilor Mercer Bruin.
Here.
Councilor Viola.
Present.
President Concanon.
Present. We note that our friend Councilor Gately is not with us this evening. He's a little bit under the weather, so we send him our best wishes for a speedy recovery. Also note, in the chamber tonight, we have our newly elected Councilor at Large, Rob Turo, and our Ward 2 Councilor, Bill Papalato. We welcome them and congratulate them on their victory. They're observing until they're sworn in. Obviously, they don't participate or vote, but this is an opportunity for them to see the meeting from this perspective, so we welcome them. Before we get started, we need to swear in our clerk pro tem.
Make a motion that we swear in Diane Stifler as clerk pro tem.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Diane? Please repeat after me. I, Diane Stifler, do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and will support the Constitution thereof
and will support the Constitution thereof
as clerk of the City Council pro tem.
as the clerk of the City Council pro tem.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Diane Stifler,
do hereby accept the position
do hereby accept the position
of clerk of City Council pro tem
of clerk of City Council pro tem
to act in this capacity
to act in this capacity
for the purpose of the City Council meeting
for the purpose of the City Council meeting
of November 21st, 2023,
of November 21st, 2023,
and do hereby promise
and do hereby promise
to act in accordance
to act in accordance
with statutes and ordinances
with statutes and ordinances
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the previous meeting's journal and approve.
Second. Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Aye. That
There are
passes.
no items this evening under Mayor's Communications, but under new petitions, we have several petitions. First is a renewal of a first-class license for Lawless Inc., 196 Lexington Street, DCD New Car Woma LLC, doing business as New Car Chevrolet of Woburn, 40 Wynn Street. I'll make a motion that the matter is referred to the Committee on Public Safety and License.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Aye.
Next petition is petitions for renewal of second-class motor vehicle licenses by several businesses in Woburn. I'll make a motion that that is referred to the Committee on Public Safety and License.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is a petition for the renewal of third-class vehicle sales license by Woburn Truck and Auto, 1095R Main Street. I'll make a motion that that's referred to the Committee on Public Safety and License.
Second.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is a request festival on the common special event permit to add the Woburn Host Lions Club as a co-sponsor. I'll make a motion that the special event be approved.
Second.
Permit be approved as amended.
Second.
There's a motion second, just from the chair, disclosure, I am a member of the Woburn Host Lions Club, but I derive no benefit or have any interest in this matter. Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next item is a petition by Mech Limousine LLC for a new livery license at 111 Locust Street, Townhouse 35. I'll make a motion that that's sent off to the Committee on Public Safety and License.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next matter is a petition by Highland at Vale Condominium for a new inflammable license for 640 gallons of Class 1A gasoline fuel stored in vehicle gas tanks at Building Number 1, 2 Stratton Drive. Make a motion that it be referred to a public hearing.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next matter is a petition by Highland at Vale Condominium for a new inflammable license for 640 gallons of Class 1A gasoline fuel stored in vehicle gas tanks at Building Number 2, 4 Stratton Drive. Same motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item is a petition by Highland at Vale Condominium for a new inflammable license for 800 gallons of Class 1A gasoline fuel stored in vehicle gas tanks at Building Number 3, 6 Staten Drive. Same motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next item is a petition by NStar Electric Company doing business as Eversource Energy for grant of location to install one new joint-owned pole approximately 116 feet from private property pole 591-25A on Commerce Way, and make a motion that the matter be referred to a public hearing.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next matter is a petition for approval pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 268A, Section 20, subsection B, of Conservation Committee Services by Samantha Langone. I'll make a motion that the authorization to provide personal services pursuant to said chapter and section of the state law be approved.
Second.
On the
A
motion,
motion, Counsel Campbell.
yes, as the Personnel Chair, we actually need to have this go to the Personnel Committee unless we suspend the Rule 34A, which I'm okay with.
I
but-
will withdraw my primary motion and make a motion that we suspend the said section and subsection.
Second.
There's a motion second to suspend Rule 32A to allow this matter to be dealt with this evening. All in favor?
Aye.
Pursuant to that rule's suspension, I'll make a motion that the authorization to provide personal services pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 268A, Section 20, subsection B be approved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next petition is a petition for the same approval pursuant to the same chapter and section of state law of contract for snow plowing services by Stephen Mealy. Make a motion that the authorization to provide personal services pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 268A, Section 20, subsection B be approved.
Second.
Motion and second, Counsel Campbell.
Yes, now, because this is not an appointment, we can go forward with it.
Very good. Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Make a motion to return to the regular order of business.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next petition is a request by Lawless, Inc. for a 2-year extension to January 4th, 2026 of a special permit at 196 Lexington Street. We are in receipt of a communication from Attorney Tarby with said request. I'll make a motion that that be received and made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion second on the communication, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the time for the petitioner to exercise its rights under the special permit be extended for an additional 2-year period to January 4th, 2026.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next matter is a request by Montfield Land LLC for a 2-year extension to January 4th, 2026 of a special permit at A2 Hill Street. We are in possession of a communication from Attorney Tybee outlining the request. I'll make a motion that we receive that, made part of the permanent record.
Motion on the communication, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the time for the petitioner to exercise its rights under the special permit be extended for an additional 2-year period to January 4th, 2026.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
On this evening's agenda, under public hearings, we have a petition by National Grid for a grant of right-of-way to install approximately 60 feet of 4-inch plastic gas main in Grape Street to connect an existing main in Albany Street, as shown in accordance with plans. A communication dated October 26, 2023 was received from Diana Durkin-Cuddy, Gas Ops New England, regarding Grape Street GOL proposed layout. I'll make a motion that the communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion second on the communication, all in favor?
Aye.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Diana Cuddy, National Grid Gas, 170 Data Drive, Waltham, Massachusetts, and I'm here on behalf of the grant location for the gas main extension on Grape Street.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you update us on the status of your communications with the DPW superintendent?
Yes, we actually called in for a utility mark out with both the city utilities and all other utilities on that street, and then I met Jay Duran out on the site. He painted where he would approve the gas main to go, and I came back and provided an updated sketch of that exact location. And I sent it to Mr. Duran, he approved it, and I sent it back to the city.
When was that?
The sketch,
Yeah.
it's basically the.
No, when was that?
Oh, when was that?
Yeah.
Let me just check. It was like a day or two after I met him, which would have been, let me just see. I don't know if I can pull that up. It was sent to the city on October 26th. I sent it to Lindsay, explaining that Jay and I had met on site. The layout he is proposing is in the email, and our engineering department had approved that layout.
Okay. Madam Clerk, do we have any additional communication on this one?
I did not see any.
Okay.
Let me just double check. Yeah, it was in the back of the,
Is it the October 26th? Is that the last we have?
it was October 26th.
Okay.
She generally would have emailed it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any comments or questions from the council? Council Demers?
Mr. President, I'm willing to move forward on the petition if all the proper documentation was moved with the approval of the DPW and Engineering Department.
Second.
On the motion?
Okay, we're not at that point
Yeah,
yet, but,
we're not quite. at the
Council
motion
Mercer
level
Bruin.
I just want to make sure that the memo dated October 13th from Jay Duran about wanting a revised plan from National Grid, I want to confirm that that revised plan was received by Jay Duran.
So it's basically the sketch of the exact locating the manholes that are existing out there and the location in relationship to those where the gas main would go. And yes, he is also copied on this email from October 26th. And he had replied that he was, that it was fine with him.
You have a reply from,
I do.
can you forward that to the council? Or to the clerk?
I believe Lindsay
the
was
chair.
copied on all of them.
Okay. I just can't, I don't see that one, but thank you, President.
Yeah, the back
Conformi.
and forth on October 13th appears to have been satisfied on October 26th. I did talk to the DPW superintendent this morning about a couple of other matters. This one was not one of those.
I'll make a
Awesome.
motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak to the petition by National Grid for a grant of right-of-way? It's regarding plastic gas main in Grape Street to connect to Albany Street.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll make a motion to grant, to approve the grant of location for the National Grid for a right-of-way to install approximately 60 feet of 4-inch plastic main from Grape Street to connect the existing main on Albany Street as shown in the updated plans.
Second.
Motion,
On the motion,
on the motion, Council Mercer Bruin.
that any and all conditions as outlined by the Superintendent of Public Works also be applicable.
Okay, so there's a motion,
Second.
thank you. Motion and second. Let's take the underlying condition. Motion and second on the condition. All in favor?
Aye.
Main motion. Motion and a second to approve, subject to that condition. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next matter on the agenda is a petition by N-Star Electric Company doing business as Eversource Energy for grant of location to install on a new joint-owned pole 612/4A, approximately 470 feet west of Commerce Way, and one new hip guy, approximately 37 feet east of pole 612-5 on Atlantic Avenue.
I don't know that we have any communications for the record on this one. So if we could hear from the petitioner, please?
Do actually.
We do.
I'll make a motion that we receive the email from Jay Duran of Tuesday, November 21st at 10:51 a.m. and make it part of the permanent record.
Second.
Very good. A motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Hi, Hannah
Hi.
Cooper.
Aye.
Hi. Yep, so this work is just to provide service to a solar farm at 134 Commerce Way.
And you've had conversation with our DPW superintendent, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's my understanding that this is still in process. Is that yours as well?
In process, meaning?
It's not resolved yet?
So, okay, so, hi, Kellyanne Correa, Eversource. I've been going back and forth with Jay. I did ask, because he didn't want to write a favorable recommendation for the petition, I did request, last hearing, we had a poll petition, we placed conditions on it. I asked him, can we at least get it on, in front of the council with the same conditions? He said no, when he sees significant progress on the other double polls regarding our last petition, he would write a recommendation for this. The 3 polls in question on the last were 1 poll on Olympia Avenue across from Wheeling. That double poll has been removed. That was done yesterday. 2 polls on Wildwood. 1 poll has, I believe, Comcast and Verizon attached. We have, my construction foreman was out there. He did submit another engines ticket to notify the other companies. We've made some phone calls, so it's the other companies that have to move their wires off that. We can take out the pole once that happens. The 3rd pole, electric is actually still on there, and then all the attachees are underneath us. But that pole, because of the equipment we have on there, requires a customer outage. So we have to make arrangements with that customer. If they tell us, you know, we don't work weekends, do it on a Saturday or Sunday, or, you know, we're open 24/7, pick a holiday type, whatever, we'll work with the customer to see what's convenient for them. But our internal process requires, we pull an internal permit so that we can take an outage in the area. That internal permit requires a 30-day lead time, and there's no getting around that rule. So we're actively working on these. It's just, it's not gonna happen tomorrow. It's just the nature of what the work is. So when I asked Jay today, what do you consider significant progress? Because we're way further than we were last time when nothing was being done. And he said, nope, when the wires are off the pole. So, I mean, that's kind of impossibility to have it. Like I said, that 3rd one's gonna be at least a month out. And then depends when the customer can take the outage. The other one, we've actively, like I said, notified the other companies. We put in another engines ticket, so hopefully this gets moved a little faster. Our community relations representative has also, we've gathered a list of all the attachees that have a presence in the city of Woburn, because we do want to schedule some sort of meeting with city representation and all the utilities, and just say, you know, listen, we have to get a better system everybody needs to adhere to in a timely fashion. So we've been actively busy. We've been doing this. So we're hoping that's enough to like satisfy you that we're going to continue to resolve this, and at least we can vote on this petition tonight. On the other hand, if we do get our approvals, we still have to get a street opening from Jay. So the city's still going to have to be satisfied with everything before they actually physically let us do the work. But for the sake of not having to appear before the council additional times, I'm just asking that you please would approve it tonight.
Okay. In my conversations with the DPW superintendent this morning, obviously he understands it's up to the will of the council how we'd like to act on this. He did appreciate some progress being made, but it was not a recommendation to me to proceed. But certainly it's up to the council to decide. Are there comments or questions from the council? Councilor Mercer Bruin.
I would, first of all, thank you very much for some of the progress that you've made. We still have a couple of meetings left in December. I would suggest to give you a little bit more time to make more progress, that we push this off to our last meeting in December. That should give you adequate time. I know it doesn't give you 30 days, but it should give you more time to get more work done. And I will defer to Superintendent Duran on this. I'm sure you understand the concern is if the permit is issued, things might slow down. So we want to keep the train moving.
Well, that's what I'm here to assure you, and that's the whole point of our community relations getting involved and getting all the utilities together and everything.
I appreciate that.
I guess my thing is, so, for example, if we don't vote tonight and we move it to December 18th, what if everything happens like next week and we could feasibly do this work before the 18th? But if we wait till the 18th and anything happens before that would allow us to move forward, now I'm stuck waiting another few weeks for my hearing date. You know what I mean?
I think,
Like I said, the street opening permit is still going to dictate when we can actually do our work. So our petition, our request to the council is not going to be any different. We're going to ask for a pole in that particular location. And again, it's just wasting your time coming back several times as well.
I appreciate that, but I don't think it's a waste of time. This council's very interested in the
No, I mean,
progress.
we don't want to appear
Yep.
before you,
No,
a
not
bunch
to
of
worry.
times on the same
I'll be
item.
happy to have you here again. And if, we have another meeting, we have a meeting the first week.
We do, we have a
First
meeting in
Tuesday in December.
December 5th.
So should that progress happen faster, we could, if the president was so inclined.
So what are you looking for progress then? I guess is my question, because it's moving along and
Let's hear from Council Demers.
I'm not sure what
Well,
you're.
I would say personally, maybe moving another poll and then getting this community relations meeting scheduled.
There you go.
I mean, we can't any longer have a
No, I
list
know.
of promises or intents and all that, because we've had you here a lot.
You say you've heard it a lot, but I've only been here since last meeting.
Well,
and
not
we're
necessarily
actively
personally
doing
you,
this.
but this is a
No, I know.
utility, this is a utility issue citywide.
And my
I'll personally apologize directly to you, Kellyanne, and say that I'm sorry that we're making an example of your utility, but we've had enough.
And my understanding is the city had arranged such a meeting about a year ago, and it got canceled and never
All right, well,
got rescheduled
I'll
or
have no
anything. So now
problem.
we're
I have no problem
actively
making a
stepping
motion
up
to delay this
try and
until
do
December
that.
19th and want to see, because you had quite a list there about other polls that needed to be addressed and a community relations meeting amongst the utilities in the
Right.
city.
And I
think that's a
know-
vital step, and getting that scheduled will move, I think, a lot of us in the right direction, knowing that you are all in communication with each other and seeing maybe a few of us and the mayor sitting down at a meeting and discussing what we can do to be better and whether we can do
Oh,
better
yeah,
at communicating.
absolutely, I agree that has to happen.
Because I think it benefits everybody, because then you guys aren't waiting for other utilities to get off your pole and then hearing it from us. So personally, my opinion would be to bump this to December 19th, because you already did say that you're gonna need 30 days to get that permit.
At least 30 days for that one particular pull that
Okay.
requires the customer
So
outage, correct?
if we have proof that you've filed for that permit to take care of that, and then we have a meeting scheduled on the books, I think it'll go a long way to getting everybody here on board with you on the 19th.
So I guess I understand what you're saying, but I guess I really don't see the difference between voting tonight and choosing not to vote.
Well, because
we're still going to do the
to be
same
honest with
exact
you,
work.
I don't think we should be putting the onus on our DPW superintendent to hold up a permit for you to dig a hole in the ground or access your
But
utility.
it's not that he's holding it up, we're not even going to ask for it until we know we can move forward.
Well,
You
Okay.
know what I mean?
I'm
So
sorry that I-
we're
I'm
not
sorry
putting
that
that
I-
onus on
I'm
him. we're
sorry that I
just-
really can't take your word for it right now, based on previous
Yeah.
business dealings with your utility.
Okay, I'm offended.
I'm all set.
Council Viola first.
Thank you, Mr. President. I concur and I completely agree with both councils that have spoke previous to me. This is an issue that we're having citywide, not just your company, with the telephone company, cable company, with these poles. We have double, triple poles. We have some poles that are up on blocks, some that partly are hanging, obstructing into the streets. Something needs to be done, and
No, I
I'm sorry
agree.
if it holds up your project, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Council Dillon.
First off, thank you for the work you have done. This is a step in the right direction, but it's just that, a step. We all have been frustrated with this for a long time. I'm not gonna go into it. But what I am gonna say, before I feel comfortable doing anything, I want more reassurance from our DPW director than what I see here. So work closely with him, explain to him what we're asking for, because we'll explain it to him as well, so that you can continue. We waited a long time, we're asking you to wait 1 or 2 more meetings. So understand where we're coming from. Thank you.
Council Ferrullo.
Ma'am, I apologize ahead of time for these two things that are coming. The first-
Uh-oh.
No, procedurally, paperwork's important to me. I'm an attorney. All of these documents are legally written as the town of Woburn at Town Hall. We're a
We
city.
actually did correct those and submitted new
Everything-
documents so that when you actually sign, you are going to have ones that say city council.
Thank you. And the second thing, and I've said this before many times, and the councils are sick of hearing it. I'm a retired police chief of the city of Woburn, where I proudly served for 7 years. At the corner of Clinton and Mishawam Road, there is a telephone pole that I responded to as a sergeant for a bad accident. and that telephone pole still hangs 4 feet over the street of the city of Mishawam Road, and nothing ever happens. Nothing.
Well, this is the first I heard of it, so certainly I'll take it back and make sure something happens, but I don't,
I just want to try to put some of this in perspective. You're a new victim. It's just, this has been going on. I've been on this council now for 5.5 years. I've been retired as a police chief for 7, so at least 12 years that's been there. And it's on a main thoroughfare to the Kennedy Middle School, that someday a school bus is going to clip that and it's going to fall on top of a school bus, and
yeah.
it's going to be bad.
And I apologize for that. I do know our operations manager has been out in the field with Jay, looking at these double poles.
We want to work with you.
I want to say with a couple of city councils as
We want to work with you.
well.
I just get very frustrated.
But I mean, I have a particular location, particular pole, certainly I can make sure it's addressed.
And it's not, you guys aren't what's up there. It's Verizon's what's holding it up. I stood underneath enough telephone poles working details that I know what's up there. And it's Verizon and Comcast that's still up on the pole, but it's been hanging for 12 years. And that's, I just trying to put it all in perspective. That's all. Thank you, Mr. President.
Council DeMembro.
And lastly, what I don't understand is, I think none of us work for the utility company, but every single one of us see the double, the triple poles, the blocks, the bolts that are holding, a sawed-off pole that was caused in an accident years prior that are still hanging with 2 bolts and 2 4x4s holding it up with transformers and everything else. I don't understand how city councilors can see all of this, and Eversource, who's been in business since the inception of electricity, can't see this. You have the people driving around. I see the vehicles going around Woburn. I see the cars. I see the blinky lights on the top shining. I don't understand how we have to keep reporting this, and our DPW superintendent has to keep reporting this. And you've even admitted, this is the first I've heard of it. All you got to do is just kind of look up.
No, this isn't the first I'm hearing double poles. This is the first I heard about a particular pole at Clinton and Mishawam.
Like I said, the particular poles, they're quite evident. They're hanging, they're dangling. I've got a chunk of pole that's hanging with a string on Mishawam Road that's been there. I've been on the council now 2 years, and I'm begging. I actually drove your folks around in my pickup truck to show it to them, and their excuse was, well, that's Verizon. That's not us.
And, yeah, and certainly, like I said, we've made efforts, and we are going to continue to work with you.
And I don't understand why you guys aren't all on the same page.
I also can't control their schedule or how quickly they do their
I
work.
understand, but at this stage of the game, it's not like,
But that's why we
actually
want to
have-
arrange a meeting with city representation present too, because me saying Verizon, Woburn wants to talk to, or, Comcast, do this for me, please, carries not nearly as much weight as the city saying,
we
listen.
have asked all of them to come to the city council, and we've never seen anyone. So,
Well, we'll help facilitate that, but I mean, that's
be
that's
great.
as much as I can do. I
That'd
can
be
sit here
great.
and talk till,
whatever you can
you
do
know,
to help,
whenever, but,
we appreciate it. Thank you.
I still feel like we shouldn't hold up our customer that's looking for this based on, and I'm working on it. I mean, there isn't anything more I can do except keep moving forward and keep working on it, which I assured you I will do.
Okay, Council Ferrullo.
We actually had Verizon Governmental Affairs in here, and he sold us a bill of goods, and he told us he's going to fix this, gave us lists and mails and all sorts of stuff. We tried to support helping you get it done. I used to be the mayor of Salem, I forget his name, but he was here in front of us, and we gave him specific stuff, and he wrote us nice letters and emails, all sorts of lists and charts. They're all still out there, and I understand your frustration, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And we're on your
I
side.
mean,
We're
and
not-
I mean, in front of you tonight, obviously, I can't speak for another company,
No,
so.
we understand, and we've tried to help.
Okay. Anything else before we open the public hearing?
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the petition by N-Star Electric, DBA Eversource Energy, regarding the grant of location on a new joint-owned pole, and this is Commerce Way and Atlantic Ave? If you could please come forward, identify yourself for the record.
Hi, my name is Todd Fryatt. I'm the CEO of ECA Solar and the founder. A pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me. This is a project. This is our 5th project in the city of Woburn, so we are the customer that Eversource is here. I'd like to share a little bit of information about this project and our company. As I mentioned, this is our 5th large-scale industrial project in the city of Woburn. We've had a great relationship, not only with the mayor, but with the superintendent of DPW, the building departments, and we've also been, the fortunate benefactor of some of the approvals of this council. In 2016, we were the first company, we were told by the assessor's office to enter into a pilot agreement for revenue in the history of the city of Woburn, certainly for solar. And we've gone on to do a lot more of those. This is one of those examples. So these two projects on the Industrialplex provide approximately $1.5 million to the city over the term. We had assumed and asked for the city to receive 100% output of this solar array, and they had a first right of refusal. That right was declined. I think there was the thinking that the city had enough net metering credits and energy from the other landfill and some other systems, so that was politely declined. This particular system, just sharing a little bit of background about, a face to this story, I can understand. We're in the utility business, so we can understand the frustrations with utility, and I can relate to that. Across the country, we're in 10 states. But what I would say is this project is very meaningful for us. Last month, we had a ribbon cutting for this project. There was a number of United States federal officials there, including the regional head of the United States EPA, including the Secretary of Environment, and a number of elected officials. Also there was Jan Schlickman, the attorney who represented the Woburn families that are associated with this Class D materials underneath this Superfund site. So it's been a long process for us to get this financed, to get it built, and this is the last step we have in order to A, reach mechanical completion, and B, interconnect the system and put it to work. So we sympathize with the city. We had a similar experience with the superintendent in 2020. It's just challenging to pick one particular customer. We end up being sort of held much bigger issues throughout the entire jurisdiction affect us. So I'm grateful for everyone's judgment tonight. We appreciate the efforts of Kellyanne and Eversource, and we thank you for your considerations. Happy to take any questions.
I don't know. Yep. Councilor Mercer Bruin.
Hello and welcome, and thank you for sharing more information about what this is, and thank you for doing business in Woburn. So, as you heard our conversations, we're talking about pushing this out a couple of weeks. Is that, I'm hoping that's something that you would agree we need to do to see some more progress. We're only talking, potentially only 2 weeks if we can see some progress by the first week in December.
Yeah, I mean, knowing just this business and knowing our finance partner, Standard Solar, who's here tonight in the back, the end of the year is a little bit tricky for us because with each and every project, whether it's on a resident's home or whether it's on the Industrialplex, the tax credit and the timing of that is important. And so if the system is energized before 12/31, that has a big impact on the financing of the generator. Time is, this in Q4 is always a bit sensitive. I suppose if it's, just a week or two or whatever it is, I'm hopeful that can be absorbed without too much issue. But it's a challenge for us. I mean, we build these systems all the time. We've done a lot of them just in Woburn. And so we're chasing the utility as well. We need to come out to get them to do all their upgrades, perform witness tests. Of course, we work closely with the building commissioner on closing out all of our permits and all those inspections. And so it is a significant, fairly complicated process. But in this instance, for this array, we're not able to hit mechanical completion. We're not able to build out the final rows of modules and racking systems until this is resolved. And we too have some of the similar issues with Verizon, right? And so we're ping-ponging in between those. So typically, throughout the year, we do have leeway and flexibility. Q4 is a little bit more of a challenge for end of the year.
And thank you for the explanation, and I'm sure you can understand that, you know, we certainly want to satisfy your needs, but there's 40,000 people in the city too, right, who are struggling. That poll that was mentioned by City Councilor Ferrillo has been an issue for a very long time and dangerous for some of the residents that lived over there. So we're trying to balance this out too.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping that we can do is get some action by the first week in December. Certainly, there should be plenty of motivation for that to happen. And in the meantime, we could reach out to Superintendent Duran as well.
Yeah.
Because honestly, even if we did take action on it tonight, there's no guarantee that that permit would be issued. So if a couple of more weeks isn't going to make a difference, and I'm sure everybody else appreciates, you understand what we need to do.
Yeah, may it please the council, you know, I'd be happy to work offline with one of the council person to maybe share some different connections and that we've worked with over the year at an executive level in Eversource, and hopefully we'll get some buy-in to help the city.
That, through the chair, would be amazing.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Thank you, President
Thank you.
Concanon.
Is there anyone else who would like to be heard?
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing until December 19th.
Second.
Motion and second that this matter be continued to our regular meeting on December 19th. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is a petition from Star Electric Company doing business as Eversource Energy for a grant of right-of-way to install approximately 574 feet of conduit from pole 625-1 east of Forest Park Road to the end of Thomas Street.
Hi, Hannah Cooper. So this one's almost ready. Sorry, yeah, this one's almost ready. We just need one more site visit with Jay for like an hour, and then it should be all set for the next meeting.
Okay. Council Demers.
So this has to do with just marking the, where the digging's gonna occur?
I'm sorry, what's that?
This is gonna be a site visit with Jay to mark exactly what is gonna be done on.
So, yeah, our operations supervisor has been out there a couple of times with Jay. They did mark, the emails I've seen back and forth between the two do have the plans where we're approved in the street. Matt confirmed, you know, per our site visit, we're good to go with this design. We did repair the patch. I guess Mira had done test pits. There was a bad patch out there. We had repaired that before our last public hearing. Jay told me this afternoon, he said, we're really close. We need just about an hour out there with Matt.
Sure, and I do
Advisor.
appreciate the attention to detail by your folks on this, because I do have constituents over there that has a child who arrives on a wheelchair car in the pickup and then drop off. So there was some concern, and Jay wanted to make sure we had a really good idea of where the work was going to be occurring. So I do appreciate that attention to detail.
Yep.
And from what I've gathered with Jay, that one more site visit, we should be ready by the December 5th meeting.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions from the council at this point?
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion second, open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the petition by Star Electric, DBA Eversource Energy? This is for a grant of right and a way to install conduit at the Forest Park Road, end of Thomas Street. Seeing nobody.
I'll make a motion that we continue the public hearing to the regular meeting of the council on December 5th.
Second.
Motion second that this matter be continued to our regular meeting on December 5th. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you. We want to get this done with you, too.
Next item on the agenda is a petition for a special permit by Aaron Equipment and Supply LLC pursuant to Section 5.1, subsection 57B of the Woburn zoning ordinance to allow overnight parking for 4 vehicles and a 4-yard dumpster at 271 Salem Street, Unit M. The committee report from this Committee on Special Permits was received aught to Bass with 6 conditions.
Okay. No communications on this other than the committee report, correct?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the petition for a special permit from Aaron Equipment and Supply at 271 Salem Street? This is for the overnight parking of 4 vehicles and a 4-yard dumpster.
We'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the committee report be adopted and the special permit be approved, subject to the 6 conditions.
Second.
There's a motion and second that the committee report ought to pass be adopted and that the special permit be approved, subject to the 6 conditions. All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a petition by AutoWorks, Inc., 921 Main Street of Woburn for a special permit under Woburn zoning ordinances 5.1 subsection 44, and to amend the previously issued special permit dated May 27, 2021, to remove condition number 2 to allow for a spray booth. Committee report was received, ought not to pass. Make a motion that all communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and second on the communications. All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening, Attorney Mark Salvati, 57 Arlington Road in Woburn.
Good evening.
I understand the committee is going to probably deny this petition, but I just wanted to be here for any questions and to hear from any neighbors about any complaints. Thank you.
Any comments or questions for Attorney Salvati? Thank you. A motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the petition by AutoWorks, Inc., 921 Main Street, special permit to amend a previously issued special permit? This has to do with allowing a spray booth at AutoWorks, Main Street, North Woburn.
Make a motion that the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Motion second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the committee report be adopted and the special permit be denied with the following findings. The premises are too close to the proximity of the residential neighborhoods for the type of use. The space is inadequate for the proposed use, and the concerns about the management of fumes emanating from the proposed spray booth have not been adequately addressed.
Second.
There's a motion and second the committee report be adopted, that this special permit be denied with the findings that were referenced by Council Demers. All in favor?
Aye.
That is denied.
Next item on the agenda is Chick-fil-A, Inc. for a special permit to allow for the following pursuant to the Woburn zoning ordinance: a fast food restaurant pursuant to section 5.2 subsection 29. Number 2, alteration of the existing non-conforming structure to allow for a new structure as shown on the site plan to section 7.3. And 3, parking requirements to be met on the separate lot as shown on the site plan pursuant to section 8.3.1 at 17 Commerce Way. Communication dated November 14th, 2023 was received by Attorney Tarby, asking for a continuance until the the December 5th meeting. Make a motion that the communication be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion second on the communications. All in favor? Aye. Mr. Tarby, would you like to be heard? Or?
For the record, Joseph Tabby, Woburn Redmond, here on behalf of the petitioner. Just want to give you a quick update. We've requested a continuance to December 5th. DPW, Fire, and the Water Department have all completed their review of the site plan. VHB is close to finalizing their peer review. They've requested additional information today. We expect to provide it tomorrow. We may very well have the peer review report beginning of next week. So that's where we are.
So December 5th would still work at this point?
Yes, I think given the fact that we're towards the end of the year, even if we're not ready for the committee meeting on Monday, I think a further update on the 5th would be appropriate.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
No, I just wanted to say I would like an update on the 5th, most certainly.
Okay,
Thank you.
great.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor? Aye. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the special permit petition by Chick-fil-A, Inc.? This is at 17 Commerce Way.
Make a motion that the public hearing be continued to the regular meeting of the City Council on December 5th.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a petition from PDC Renall LV PHSX LPIV LLC for a special permit pursuant to sections 5.1 subsection 45 and 12.2.4 of the Woburn zoning ordinance. Communication was received by Attorney Tarby requesting a continuance for December 5th due to the fact that the peer review of the traffic study has not been finalized. Make a motion that the communication be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion second on the communication. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Tarby?
For the record, Joseph Tabby here on behalf of the petitioner. We actually requested a continuance to December 5th. I'd like to actually make that to December 19th. And as I said at the committee meeting, most likely we're going to roll into 2024. Peer review is open. There's a revised elevation plan, as you requested, that's being circulated to the internal team. And we did send a request to the fire department to do a follow-up meeting with the fire department, Inspector Quinn. And we haven't firmed a date. We're trying to set something up for next week. But this time of year is always difficult to set up meetings with city employees because they're using their time before the end of the year. So hopefully we'll meet next week. But rather than continue it again on December 5th, we'd like to request a continuance to December 19th.
Comments, questions?
I just wanted to follow up. I know Attorney Tarby would talked about, I'd like to have a neighborhood meeting as well. So
Yes.
it will, and it's equally difficult to ask people during the holidays to, their time is very valuable. So I'm hoping we can schedule something for very early in January.
Yep, no, that shouldn't be a problem at all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Make
you.
a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the petition? This is for a special permit. It's from PDC Renault LVPHX LPIV LLC, 399 Washington Street.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing to the regular meeting of December 19th.
Second.
Motion second to continue this matter in the public hearing till our regular meeting of December 19th. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, Sun Tree Estates LLC for a special permit under sections 5.1, subsection 12, and 8.3.1 of the Woburn zoning ordinance to allow for a child care center and shared parking with adjacent premise at 205 and 213 Cambridge Road. Communication dated November 16, 2023, was received by attorney Christopher Alphen, Blattman, Bobrowski, Haverty, and Silverstein, requesting a continuance to the December 5 regular meeting for, they expect the traffic peer review to be discussed at the Committee on Special Permits, November 28th. Make a motion that the communication is received, made part of the permit record.
Second.
Motion second on the communication. All in favor?
Aye.
Again, we have a request for a continuance. The petitioner is not here with us.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the petition? This is from, it's for a special permit from Sun Tree Estates. It's regarding the proposed Goddard School facility at 205, 213 Cambridge Road.
I'll make a motion that we continue the public hearing until the regular meeting of the council on December 5th.
Second.
On the motion?
On the motion, Counsel Viola.
I just want to state that I've been in contact with a lot of the neighbors in the area, and they were planning to come out tonight. However, I told them where the proponent would not be here, that their best bet would be to attend the next meeting, so.
Okay. And there is an expectation for a November 28th special permits committee meeting on this matter, if the traffic peer review is ready. So we have a motion and a second to continue the public hearing till December 5th.
Correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is Treetop Home LLC for a special permit pursuant to section 7.3 of the Woburn zoning ordinance to allow for the alteration of a pre-existing non-conforming structure to raise an existing four-family and replace with a four-family at 5 Bennett Street. We are in receipt of a communication from attorney Mark Salvati dated November 21st, requesting the ability to leave, or requesting to leave to withdraw this petition without prejudice. I'll make a motion that we receive that communication, make it part of the permit record.
Second.
Motion second on the communication. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So this is the petition from Treetop Home LLC regarding the special permit on a four-family at 5 Bennett Street. Is there anyone here who would like to be heard? Seeing
Mr.
nobody.
President, I have a procedural question. We wouldn't be closing the public hearing, would we? Would then be just granting the leave to withdraw?
I believe we would be closing the
Would we?
public hearing.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to close said public hearing.
Counselor Dillon, do you have?
Yes, before we do that, I just want to, again, as Councilor Viola stated earlier, I also let all the abutters and all concerned know that the petitioner was going to withdraw and stated that they did not have to attend tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. So there's a motion to close the public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second to close the public hearing. All in favor? Aye.
I'll make a motion that we grant the leave to withdraw this petition without prejudice.
Second.
Motion second to grant the leave to withdraw without prejudice. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we take the next two matters collectively.
Second.
Motion and second that we take the next two matters, both regarding CCF New Boston property, collectively. All in favor?
Aye.
Looks like we received a communication, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion that we receive that and make it part of the permanent record.
Second.
So there's a motion and a second on the communication regarding these first two matters. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
One abstention, Counselor Ferrullo.
This is it.
Mr. President, there's 4 matters before us. I'm not able to vote on 2. I need
Want to pull it
clarification
over
on
there?
which
I
2.
just want to leave it there.
The last two. So
The
the
last
first two.
These two, I believe you are able to
Thank you,
participate.
sir.
Thank you for that clarification. Mr. Tarby.
Yes, for the record, Joseph Tabby, attorney with Reuben Redmond, 500 Unicorn Park Drive in Woburn, here on behalf of the petitioner. Just a couple of housekeeping matters. We have filed a further revised plan that Nick will go over in a second, revised from the Special Permits Committee meeting, that simply shows the relocation of a hydrant that was requested by the Water Department. We submitted those earlier today. And second, I submitted an updated list of conditions from the committee meeting, both a red line copy so you could see what was revised from the committee meeting, and a clean copy as well, last revised on November 20th, 2023. So I'd ask that those be accepted for the record, please.
Make a motion that we accept these.
Second.
Motion second on these most recent communications. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's a total of four petitions relative to this property that are before you. The first two deal with the use of the two properties for office, lab, GMP manufacturing use. And the second is the request to reduce the parking. So at the November 13th meeting of the Special Permits Committee, after a discussion and review of the proposed conditions that time, the petition was sent out for action pending an opinion by the city solicitor on the two conflicting provisions in the zoning ordinance relative to off-site parking. She has submitted an opinion on November 16th, and that opinion stated that the applicant's special permit petition, and this is actually the second set of petitions, but they're all tied in, can proceed before the city council under section 8.3.1, which goes into great detail as to that opinion. So, maybe, Nick, if you could just go over the revision of the plan. Can we have the screen there, please, Diane? I think there's a remote there someplace.
All right, so for the record, Nick Delacava with Allen & Major Associates, civil engineer for the project. Really quick, it's just a simple change to a hydrant location, which we've noted on Lot 2, near the loading dock ramp for Building 2. You can see the location on the left was where the previous hydrant was located. We met with the water department, and they requested that we move it on the other side of the loading dock to reduce the risk of trucks hitting it as they back up. That's the only change.
Okay, then, in addition, the revisions to the proposed conditions included the updated plan, which is revised through November 20th, 2023. During the committee meeting, there was a condition that we worked with Councilor DeMambro on, that being number 9. Prior to any request for occupancy, the applicant shall finalize an emergency response contingency plan with the fire department. And then number 13 was reworded, the first paragraph, after consultation with Councilor DeMambro and Inspector Quinn, that all mitigation work as required pursuant to the City of Woburn zoning ordinances should be done prior to any request for either a temporary or final occupancy, with the applicant, developer, owner providing proof to our relevant city departments and council that such work has been completed as agreed to as listed. And then there were 2 additional conditions that were added. One is number 14, and that was suggested by Inspector Quinn, that prior to the issuance of any utility permits, all required fees are to be paid to the Department of Public Works Department, those being the I&I fees. And then condition 15, this was suggested by DPW Superintendent Jay Duran, that the maintenance of all utilities on the project site and the connections to the municipal utility mains within the adjacent roadway rights-of-way shall be the responsibility of the landowner in perpetuity, including pertinent permits and approvals from all local and federal agencies. So that means that the property owner, will be responsible for maintaining, repairing any of the utility lines that go out to the various connections in New Boston Street, or in the case of 225 Merrimack to Merrimack Street. So those were the only revisions from the committee meeting. So at the committee meeting, we revised the plan, we've revised the conditions as noted, and then we now have the city solicitor's opinion that would allow the council to act on the second 2 petitions. So I don't know how you want to handle this procedurally here.
Procedurally, we took the first 2 collectively, and Councilor Ferrulo is allowed to participate in the first 2. And I think if we deal with those first and then move on to the second 2. Comments, questions at this point?
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
Yeah, just for clarification,
I'll withdraw.
the first 2 were the second ones that we filed? Okay.
Right.
I just wanted to-
Yes, the parking issues. Okay, so is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
And a second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
So is there anyone here who would like to speak? We've got 2 petitions listed. We've taken them collectively. They're regarding CCF New Boston, and they have to do with the zoning ordinance and the implications of the parking reductions regarding this project. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to either of those 2 matters?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the special permits be granted with the conditions.
Second.
So there's a motion second that these first 2 matters that we've taken collectively, that the special permits be granted subject to conditions. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Make a
you.
motion that we take the next 2 matters collectively that pertain to CCF.
Second.
Motion second that we take the next two matters collectively. All in favor?
Aye.
One abstention, Counselor Ferrullo. Same matters on the communication, same motion?
I'll make a motion that we receive any and all communications making part of the permit, right?
Second.
Motion second on the communications. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, and these two petitions go to the use of both properties for office lab and GMP manufacturing use.
Anything else you'd like to,
Unless there's any
Discuss tonight?
questions.
any other comments or questions?
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing on these two matters. All in favor?
Aye.
So these are the second two CCF petitions for special permits. CCF New Boston property, 216 New Boston, 225 Merrimack. Is there anyone here who would like to be heard on those two petitions?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Before we do, it's probably appropriate that we make a finding pursuant to the city solicitor's opinion about our authority to proceed. I think something as general as that would be appropriate. She has given us guidance that we can proceed despite the appearance of a conflict. There's two paths forward to resolve that conflict. She says either is appropriate. Perhaps a motion to make a finding to follow the guidance outlined in her memo.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion second on the finding. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the special permits be granted subject to findings and conditions.
Second.
There's a motion and second that these special permits regarding these two matters we've taken collectively be granted, subject to the conditions and the findings outlined. All in favor? Aye. That passes. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. President, I'd just like to make one comment. I'd like to thank everybody here, especially Councilor DeMambro, for the depth that everyone went into and the hard work that everyone did to get these petitions to where we are now. As you know, we started this, I think, in the fall of 2022, and we had a lot of hurdles to get over, but we did with the help of everybody here and working hard with the department heads to satisfy their concerns and get here tonight. So I just want to thank you. Oh.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
John.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Next item on the agenda is a petition from JD Realty Trust to amend Section 10 cluster development of the Woburn zoning ordinances by revising Section 10.2.1, 10.4.2, 10.4.6, pre-existing non-conforming lots, and 10.4.10 minimum lot size, and adding new Section 10.4.1 to allow for up to 4 units. Communication was received from the Committee on Ordinance, Charter, and Rules, committee report, rather, ought not to pass. I'll make a motion that we receive that report.
Second.
Motion second on that report. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak on the petition from JDC Realty Trust to amend Section 10 of the zoning ordinance regarding cluster development?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Second.
There's a motion and second that the committee report be adopted, that this special permit be denied. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules and take from the table the next two matters under unfinished business of the preceding meeting.
Second.
Motion second to suspend the rules. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Communication dated October 12th was received from His Honor the Mayor, Scott Galvin, as follows. It has to do with the city being awarded a $480,968 grant from the state's Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs. I will make a motion that the matter be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is an order to authorize the city to file and accept grants with and from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs for the Land and Water Conservation Fund Grant Program for improvements to the Green Street Playground. Make a motion that the matter be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Second.
Motion second that this matter be referred to the Committee on Finance. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda under committee reports, Committee on Liaison, an order authorizing mayor to participate in the Massachusetts Property Assessed Clean Energy Program, PACE, Massachusetts. Committee report was received, ought to pass. I'll make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion second, the committee report be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda, under the Committee on Personnel, the appointment of Megan Elizabeth Dunn to the Board of Trustees of the Woburn Public Library. Committee report received, ought to pass. Make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion second, the committee report be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item under Personnel, on the reappointment of Richard Mahoney to the Board of Trustees of the Woburn Public Library. Committee report was received, ought to pass. Make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion second, that this committee report be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda, under Public Safety and License, on the petitions for renewal of first-class motor vehicle license for the following: CN Wood and Viro LLC, 200 Merrimack Street, and Woburn Foreign Motors, Inc., 394 Washington Street. A committee report was received, ought to pass. I'll make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion second, the committee report be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda, under Public Safety and License, petition renewal for second-class motor vehicle sales license by the following: Southside Associates, Inc., doing business as Burt Garage, 71 Main Street; Cargociators LLC, doing business as Cargociator Auto Sales, 104 Wynn Street; and Montvale Service, 289 Salem Street. A committee report was received, ought to pass. Make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion second, committee report be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda under Public Safety and License is a request by CN Wood Company, Inc. to change name on the first-class motor vehicle sales license to CN Wood Company, Inc., and renewal of first-class motor vehicle license, sales license. The committee report was received, ought to pass. I'll make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Motion second, the committee report be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda under Communications and Reports, a communication dated October 16th, 2023, was received by Charles O'Connor, parking clerk, Police Headquarters at 25 Harrison Avenue. Make a motion that the committee report, I'll make a motion that the clerk's report be placed on file.
Second.
Motion second, that this matter be received, placed on file. All in favor?
Aye.
Same action on the communication dated November 8th from the parking clerk.
Second.
Motion second, that this matter be received, placed on file. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda under appointments and elections, a communication dated November 3rd was received from His Honor the Mayor Scott D. Galvin, reappointing Timothy Donovan of 30 Vernon Street, Woburn, to the Commission on Disability for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025. I'll make a motion that the matter be referred to the Committee on Personnel.
Second.
Motion second, that this matter be referred to the Committee on Personnel. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda under motions, orders, and resolutions, an order that the City Council regular meeting for December 5th shall begin at 6:30 PM, and that the City Council regular meeting for December 19th, 2023 shall begin at 6 PM.
Second.
I'll make a motion that the order be adopted.
Second.
Motion second, that the order regarding the meeting times for our December meetings be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda under motions, orders, and resolutions is an order that the minutes from the executive sessions held by the Woburn City Council Committee on Liaison on March 7th, 2022, and by the Woburn City Council on August 15th, 2023, relative to the matter of Lawless, Inc., v. Woburn City Council Land Court Number 21 MISC 000643 be released. I'll make a motion that the order be adopted.
Second.
Motion second, that this order be adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned at 7:41. Thank you.
Good job, Councilor Demers.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Diane.